The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus and his disciples set out for the villages of Caesarea Philippi. Along the way, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" They said in reply, "John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter said to him in reply, "You are the Christ." Then he warned them not to tell anyone about him. He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed and rise after 3 days. He spoke this openly. Then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. At this, he turned around and, looking at his disciple, rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You are thinking not as God does, but as human beings do." He summoned the crowd with his disciples and said to them, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and that of the gospel will save it." The gospel of the Lord. We all have our own cross. Perhaps your cross at this moment is to suffer with my long homily today. Today, we want to discuss about the human suffering. When I ordained to 2017, and the most question to the college, the high school, they say, "Father, I go to the church every Sunday, I pray twice a day, and I apply to UC Irvine, I apply to UCLA, but I got rejected. You tell me." All I want to apply for my college, for my future, especially during the pandemic COVID. Most question people would ask the clergy, why God allow human sufferings? My friend, going to seminary and studying philosophy and theology for 10 years, I can say to each one of you with confidence, I do not have that answer. 100% sure. But here what happened, we can delve into the gospel today. Jesus responds to our human suffering by his own death. Basically, he can say to all of us, when you will be betrayed by your loved one, I know that feeling. I will be betrayed by my own disciple who promised that they're going to be there to take and take. And most of all, throughout all the gospel, we hear nothing that Jesus promised to each one of us that if you follow me, your salary at least 6-figure number. We wish. You're going to be free all the suffering. But perhaps in today's gospel, Jesus said this: you're going to be my disciple, deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. At the end, Jesus said this: take courage. Because you live in the world, you will face all the trials, the suffering. But know that I have conquered the world. But most of all, let us take a look. How come the Father loved the Son so much and allowed him to die on the cross? The next person we need to consider, his beloved mother. No one can love our Blessed Mother than Jesus. And no one can love Jesus more than his own mother. As a son and as a daughter, if we love our parent, we would not allow anything bad happen to our parent. Why? Why God the Father allowed the Son suffer? Why God the Son allowed his own mother to suffer greatly? My friends, human suffering, just like fire on the California, like hurricane and flood that happen. We do not have control how the misfortune before us. But this is a key. This is a key that how we're going to respond to suffering. That's the most important. And Jesus reminds us that if you don't take your cross, and if you want to save your life, you will lose it. So I have only 3 points today. Thank God. I was thinking about give you 10 points. The first lesson is, when things happen to us, God used that negative and transfer into positive. And pardon me, I forgot the date, whether January 13 or 18, year 2018. I will mix up with the day, but you can add ChatGPT. On that day, it was on Saturday, 2018. All the residents in the state of Honolulu at 8:15 received the message to their phone, missile inbound, be shelter. And they will figure out. Most Catholics got on their knee and praying because there were intention between our nation and North Korea. But 15 minutes later, they got the same message. They got a message again. False alarm. There is no missile at all. But my friend, the story doesn't end there. On that day, many priests share with me that many people, they line up for confession. We just remember about 9/11. It was on Tuesday. And I remember vividly that weekend, we have 57 parishes in our diocese and 5 Catholic centers. It all packed, except St. Hedwig, I do not know. My friend, when things happen to us, remember, God used that to serve as a wake-up call. Or God used that negative and transfer into positive. Second, when bad things happen to us, all of us, even myself, will ask this question, why you allow this happen to me? And my friend, we can ask Jesus many, many times, but I'm 100% sure that he will never answer to that question. The right question we must ask, Jesus, to this event, what do you want to teach me? My friend, if our life is smooth, everything go as planned, do we really need God here? I don't think so. But through the suffering, God helped us to be more humble, to be more compassionate person. But I want to share with you, especially to all the young people who are here today. In 2017, Chief Judge, hold on, let me quote him right here. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, he was invited to speak at the high school graduation. And among those high school, it was his son. At the end, he said this, and I quote, "Now the commencement speaker will typically also wish you good luck and extend good wishes to you. I will not do that. And I will tell you why. From time to time, in the years to come, I hope you will be treated unfairly so that you will come to know the value of justice. I hope that you will suffer betrayal because that will teach you the importance of loyalty. Sorry to say, but I hope you will be lonely from time to time, that you don't take friends for granted. I wish you bad luck again from time to time so that you will be conscious of the role of change in this life. I wish you bad luck from time to time so that you will be conscious of the role of change in life and understand that your success is not completely deserved and that the failure of others is not completely deserved either. And when you lose, and you will from time to time, I hope every now and then, your opponent will lord over your failure in a way for you to understand the importance of sportsmanship. And the last lesson, I want to share with you my personal story. My dad passed away at the age of 92 on November 27 in 2020, right after Thanksgiving. As a priest, I was able to celebrate Mass on a Thanksgiving day 3 hours before he passed. And that's with great consolation. I finished the Mass at 7 p.m. and 3 hours later he passed. I got home around 11:30. And again, we gathered together as a family, offer Mass for his soul. Everybody was happy. Losing the loved one, it's never easy. But it was great consolation to all of us that I was able to offer Mass for him before and after he died. A week later, on Tuesday, I remember vividly, I experienced fatigue, coughing, all the symptoms of the COVID. And I locked myself, confined myself in my room. And 2 days later, it was Thursday, my older sister called me and said, "Mike, I got COVID. And I believe that you got COVID too." And you know, at that moment, I remember when someone would test positive with COVID, it would a death sentence, especially for the clergy, especially for the Vietnamese people. I got up immediately. I went down to take a quick test, $150 in Kaiser in Irvine, at Kaiser in Irvine. After I took the test, I went right up to Carl Jr. and I ordered number 4, double Western cheeseburger. And I knew that I would not eat Carl Jr. for at least 3 weeks. When I finished the last bite, the phone rang. On the other line, Mr. Kong, you tested with positive, and you know what to do. And immediately, I went to the hotel in Gondro. I did not ask for 14 days. I only asked for 7 days. It was really difficult moment, and I did not accept it. 2 people, it will constantly in my mind, it will Bishop. Will he contract the virus? Because I was with him all the time. But the second person, it was my mom, who was 86 years old with physical challenges. And I called my sibling, I will be fine. But this is what happened. My dad's funeral was scheduled for the next day. And I called my family that someone will celebrate that funeral. I can't. Don't worry about me. Take care, Mom. And later we were able to postpone the funeral until December 29. And every day I call my sibling asking about Mom. And finally, a week later, she got COVID. She was the last one. She was the last one waiting at the Garden Road Hospital. When we dialed 911, they did not come to my mom's room, but they asked my sibling to ring her out at the door. When I stay in the hotel, I prepare my dad's funeral homily with the theme Thanksgiving. And I asked the same, Jesus, why you let this happen to my mom? She's not gonna able to make it. And I cannot accept that both parents die at the same time. Long too short, I gave up. Completely gave up. But on that Friday night, someone called me. Take hope. Everything will shall pass. I know that you sitting at a hotel room, beating yourself up. It doesn't do anything good at all. Why you don't go home? Grab the mass kit. You can offer mass for your mom. Things will get better. And it burst into tears. I went home, I covered everything, and every day I celebrate Mass with an intention for my mom's well-being. My friend, every Easter Sunday must have a Good Friday. Suffering never had the last word in our life. Our Christian story begins on Easter Sunday. Take hope. Suffering, it helps us to be closer to God. It helps us to be more compassionate, to relate to the people. But most of all, in the face of suffering, never give up hope. Because each one of us have a name, a hope. Hope is not to look back into the past because past become history. Hope is not that we naive to ignore the tragic human. But hope, it doesn't get by each day. But my friend, hope gives us to see a better tomorrow.